and welcome. Happy Friday to you. My name is KJ Hamus, and this is our Friday 75-minute Slow Flow plus Yin. I'd like to take a moment to introduce my fabulous assistant tonight, my sister-in-law, Leah Hamus. She was wonderful for having agreed to come and be my model this evening. So I'm so appreciative of that. And just so everybody is aware, she has given me consent to put my hands on her should I just need to showcase something. No adjustments will be made because the experience is about what everybody is feeling in her body, even my wonderful assistant. So thank you so much. We appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
So tonight you will definitely want a blanket, and we'll use our blanket in our meditation practice. As always, I recommend having any other power tools, as we're going to start referring to them, with you. So anything that's going to help you feel nourished and powerful in your own practice. So this can be books, yoga blocks, a pillow, and tonight definitely a blanket or a towel. Those are interchangeable, and I'm just going to refer to it as a blanket, but no, you can have that. We're going to start actually on our bellies using our blanket. And so with that, if you've just eaten, that might not be the most comfortable for you to have the extra reinforcement of the blanket. So you can come on to just your belly if you'd like. If there's any other reason you shouldn't be on your belly, whatever that reason may be, I will also have an option that'll still target the same exercise that we're going to do, but it'll hopefully be a little bit more comfortable and not require you to be completely flat on the earth. So with that said, before I ring the bell to invite us in, go ahead and get your blanket. And depending on the size of your blanket, mine is folded in half lengthways twice. And then you're just going to roll it up into a nice little roll. And it's like a little baby blanket towel bolster. And then you're going to lay flat on your belly. Have you lay flat on your belly. And you're going to put this right directly on your belly button, pretty much, below or above. Yeah. But you want it like the center of your belly should be on your towel. Your forehead can be on the mat, or you can bring one cheek to the other. If for some reason this being right directly on your belly doesn't call to you and you just need something else, come into a child's pose and place the same support underneath your belly. So you just might need to make some adjustments with how the support is on the ground. Okay? And feel free to even lift up a little bit more if bringing the heart to the earth doesn't feel nourishing. So wherever you're at, I'm going to ring the bell to invite us in. You're welcome. As you start to welcome yourself into space and time, your space being here and the time being now, we take a moment as we move into our asana portion of our practice, our meditation and asana portion of our practice, to honor the stewards of the land who've come before us. And here in Washington, D.C., we remind ourselves that we are guests on Anacostan land and Piscataway land. And as we continue with our practice, our yogic practice on our mat, please remember that yoga is so much more than the shapes we make with our body. It's a connection between physical, the mental, and the emotional, and the world around us. And our practice, our yogic practice of liberation and unity comes from the subcontinent of India, with our earliest practitioners about 5,000 years ago, all the way through today's indigenous teachers that we have the privilege of learning from. As you settle in here, starting to welcome in your natural breath. Feeling your gentle rise of inhale, and gentle, slow fall of exhale. Doing our best not to control or change the breath. Doing your best to leave all judgment outside of your space, now and for the rest of your practice. Observe where your breath is moving in your body. As you draw a breath in through the nose, just observing where your breath moves freely and openly, unrestricted. And noticing where your breath may be more bound, might be more caught up. And then from here, begin to deepen your breath in a deep diaphragmatic fashion. So feeling your breath travel all the way down into your belly. And as you find your diaphragmatic breath, also notice the different points of contact you have with the earth. So your cheek, your forehead, your heart, your belly, your legs, your hands, the tops of your feet. How can those parts, the front side of your body, feel rooted to the earth? Even if the front side of the body is not completely on the earth, is there a connection that you can feel between the front side of the body and the ground below? And as you continue to form your relationship with your deeper breath, notice the connection you have with the air above you, the temperature and how that feels in contact with your skin, and how you can move in the fluidity of the space. Starting to visualize your breath almost as water as you breathe in, feeling the water enter in and traveling through your energy channels, your fascia, throughout your body as little rivers. And same thing on your exhale. So we're using our blanket as tactile reinforcement to help us understand how to and start to feel breathing in the backside of the body. So inhale, your breath is going to want to move forward through your belly. But notice on the inhale and the exhale how your breath travels to and from your back. Breathing particularly in likely to your low back, slow and steady. Feeling the connection of your breath moving forward and back. What is changing, not only physically with your breath, but mentally and emotionally? How can breathing into your back maybe reduce some of the restriction you're feeling here? And we'll work trying to continually breathe into the back side of your body throughout the practice. As I remind you, I've reminded many times in many practices, the breath is our guide. We want the breath to tell us where to take our shapes and what is our edge. So focus for the next minute or so on sending your diaphragmatic breath, your flowing, fluid, water-like breath, to the back of your body. breathing here, letting the mind slowly start to soften. Slowly developing your connection with your breath. If you're finding, though, that even as you're breathing, your breath isn't helping you stay connected to your body in this moment. It's not helping you really stay connected to the earth and the sky. That's fine. That happens. But 70 to 80% of meditators don't always find their breath in any moment to be the thing that is able to keep them focused. So you may choose to focus on something else. This can be an internal sound. You bring your focus to your heartbeat. And then eventually, as we start to move, your sight can help you with that, your drishti. So we can either have an internal drishti or an external drishti. Take one more full breath in. And a full breath out. Wherever you're at, gently just remove your blanket if you're using that and place it off to the side, returning back to your belly here. Hands can be wherever feels good for you to start. And just notice your breath now. Without the support of the blanket, how can you breathe into your back? Can you feel the front and the back working together? Once again, notice the connection here with your breath, with the ground, with the air above. So if your hands are not already there, bring your arms long by your sides, palms face up. Leah beautifully went there to start. And your forehead will come to the mat. Keeping your lower body on the ground, start to breathe in, squeezing your back muscles together and having that start to lift you up here. So starting to lift your chest and heart off the ground, squeezing your muscles, tops of hands can stay in. Pause for a full cycle of breath, beautiful. And then on your next exhale, slowly lower down using your muscles. So same thing, as you inhale, slowly engage all of your back muscles, gentle, keep your neck in line, beautiful. And then exhale, slowly lower down. We'll take that one more time as we warm up the back. Inhale, squeeze the muscles, nice and slow, full round of breath. And then on your next exhale, slowly begin to lower. Keeping your upper body where it's at, forehead on the ground. As you inhale, use your glutes and your thighs to lift your right leg off the ground as far as it wants to go. And then on your next exhale, slowly lower. Awesome. So this does not have to be anything that's super crazy. We're just starting to, again, warm up our back in different ways. On your next inhale, glute muscles, hamstring, thigh, inhale, lift up your right leg, pause at the top for a full round of breath. So that's an exhale and an inhale, and then slowly lower down. Beautiful. One final time on this side. Inhale, engage your muscles. Try not to use your upper back. Keep the upper back, the chest on the earth. And exhale, slowly lower down. Awesome. All right, moving on to the other legs. We got to even it out just a little bit. Inhale, engage all your left leg muscles, Yes, awesome. Take a breath in. And then on your exhale, slowly, gently lower your leg down. Awesome. Twice more. You know where we're going. So on your inhale, using your muscles, squeeze, contract, and then on an exhale, slowly begin to lower. One final time on your own. So think about the muscles lifting you up, using your breath to support you. And then slowly lower down. Bend your knees and windshield wiper your feet from side to side. Just noticing how the different parts of your back feel here and how your breath feels. You might have felt uneven during parts of that, and that's okay. We're understanding what unevenness is and how we can find balance in unevenness. So as you're ready, returning back with your legs nice and straight. On an inhale, curl your toes under, place your hands underneath your shoulders. And then as you exhale, press up, high plank to hold. Knees can stay on the earth if you like. And here, you can bring your feet hips width distance apart. Use your feet as a base. So what is making connection with the earth? It's your hands and it's your toes. Neck is going to be nice and long, round through the upper back press. Beautiful. You've got this. Take a deep breath in and out. From here, even if you're on your knees, you're going to slowly walk your hands back to your feet, nice and slow. Plank walk, nice and slow. I know you're like, why? Plank walks are the worst. I get it. And pause here in our dangling shape. So we're changing up our format just slightly. We're going to intermix our yin shapes in with a little bit of extra movement. So I'm going to invite you all to start with a very deep bent knee here. Now let your head hang nice and heavy. Feel free to use blocks here as well. I'm just going to put them up here. Leah totally has the option to use them or not use them. She can be like, KJ, I don't want to do that. That's fine. Let your head hang nice and heavy, deep bend in your knees. And notice where the weight of your body is at and where that is allowing you to hinge from. So if you're bringing a bit more weight into your heels or into the front, are you able to hinge from your hips in that place so you can target the back side of your body? With our dangling pose, which we're going to be here for 3 full minutes, dangling pose is going to help us open up the back side of our body and release ligaments along the spine. We may also be feeling challenged to breathe right here. And that's because we are compressing the diaphragm, the front side of the body. So as you breathe into the belly and use your legs as that tactile reinforcement. Use that constriction of folding forward as your tactile reinforcement. And see if you can send a little bit more breath to your back. I've talked for about 45 seconds already. So there you go. But can you breathe? Can you find your breath? What's going to make you feel strong and supported and nourished right here in this shape? Slow and steady wins the race. So goes the old saying. I'm going to be silent now and let you find your own breath. At any point you want to explore straightening your legs a little bit, do so mindfully. See how that changes the stretch in the body, the breath, and the energy. We don't want to get to a point where we're crunching anything. We're slowly sending breath to the parts of the body to feel less constricted, to feel less bound. And it's good to slow down. We're in no rush. So I'll take one more deep, slow breath in and deep, slow breath out. From here, if you've got any props, you can leave them right where they're at or move them off to your side. And starting from your low back, begin to slowly roll up 1 vertebra at a time. Let your back round. Let your knees be the last thing to straighten, and your head be the last thing to stack on top of your body. And then scooch up just a little bit here. Awesome. And breathe. So from here, can't see my head, but guess what? You don't need to. You just need to hear my words. So finding your Tadasana mountain pose, grounding ourselves in a completely different way. What is making contact with the earth in your mountain pose? What is making the most rootedness? Our feet, likely. Could be our knees, depending on if you're on your knees for a mountain pose. Find your breath. Close your eyes if that feels comfortable. Find a soft point for your gaze. Consider bringing one hand to a belly, one hand to your back, and breathing here. Breathing in through the nose and out. Can you put a little gentle pressure on your front hand onto the belly so you can send some more breath right here to your back? Awesome. Let's take 3 more breaths here. Two more breaths. And then 1 more breath. And have you turn back around, my friend. We're going to take half sun A's. We'll take 3 total. So coming into your mountain pose at the back or top of your mat, up to you. As you inhale, reach your arms long overhead. Gaze will follow your thumbs. Neck will stay in line. And as you exhale, hinge and fold forward. For this first one, keep a flat back as you come down. Awesome. Bend your knees as much as you need to. I love that she did that. Bent knees are good. Inhale, find a flat back. So really lengthen through your spine. Hands can come to your shins if you'd like. And exhale, fold forward. As you inhale, this time round your back. Come up as if you're coming up 1 vertebra at a time. Arms will reach up long overhead. And then exhale, Tadasana, mountain pose. Again, flow with your breath. Inhale, reach arms up. Exhale, fold flat back as you come down. Awesome, bent knees. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold, let your head fall. Slowly, slowly roll up 1 vertebra at a time. Arms will reach up as your head stacks. And then exhale, mountain pose. Last time, inhale. Find your breath. Exhale through flat back, fold. Inhale, lengthen, hands come to shins. Awesome. And then exhale, fold. When you're ready, inhale, round. Come all the way up. Or however you want. Don't listen to me. Don't apologize. And reach arms up, stretch up. And then hands by your sides. Let's take a deep breath in. And a deep breath out. When you're ready, inhale, reach arms up long overhead. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale to bow low. Listen very closely. On your next inhale, slowly walk your hands away from your feet to a high plank, to our plank walk. Even slower than you think. Pause. Round through your upper back. So press your shoulder blades up to the sky. Breathe here. Awesome. Hold. Bring your gaze slightly out in front of you, about 6 inches. Yes. 3, 2. Take a breath in. As you exhale, draw your knees down to the earth, tabletop shaped. Awesome. So as you come into your tabletop shape, invite in any movement that calls to you here. So you can bring one hip to one side, rolling around your wrists. Take the next 45 to 60 seconds to do what is going to feel best for you in your body with your own breath. Because part of what we're learning in yoga is about listening to what your individual needs are. So even as my lovely, fabulous sister-in-law is here supporting me today, I also want to make sure that she is supporting herself and doing what she needs in her practice. Because that's what yoga is about. How do we support each other? How can we continue to do that? So as you're ready, continue to take movement if you need it, but when you're ready, come back and find your neutral tabletop shape here. Neutral spine, so slight engagement of your core, but not sucking anything in. Just feel your muscles wrap around each other. Awesome job. And then from here, let's start on our left side. As you inhale, keep your knee bent, foot flexed up to the earth as if there's a tray on top of it. So lift the leg, get all the way up here. You got it. We'll keep both hands on the ground. Notice how you might feel uneven here. Try and find your balance a little bit more by drawing right thigh toward the center of the mat. I know you're like, why? But it's going to help us. It's going to help us find our balance. Find your breath. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, open your knee out to the side in a hydrant position. Inhale, send your leg back up, lift it a little higher, so come back into your internal rotation. Beautiful. Exhale, external rotation, hydrant. Yeah. Inhale, come back up, lift the leg up. Exhale, hydrant. One last time, inhale, lift. Exhale, hydrant. Keep your core engaged. Pause in this external rotation of your leg. And we're going to take very, very baby pulses here. So we've got 5, about half an inch. 4, 3, 2, take a breath in. Exhale, slowly rotate your leg and set your knee down. Take any movement that's going to feel good for you. What might feel good is a gentle open fist, and then just pound out your glute. Yeah. And then we're going to switch to the other side. So in our tabletop shape here, as you inhale, lift your leg and your knee up. Yep. As if you're holding a platter on it or want to put a beautiful footprint on the ceiling. Take a breath in, engage your core, send your left thigh to the center of the mat. And then on your next exhale, open your leg out, fire hydrant. Awesome. Inhale, come back. Lift leg up. Exhale, fire hydrant your leg. Beautiful. Do that twice more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. This time as you exhale, hold your leg out in your fire hydrant shape. And we'll take our baby pulses. Here we go for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, straighten, and exhale, set it down. Take what movement feels good to you, or just gently pound out your glutes. That's a very gentle pounding, nothing like super hard. Take what movement you need. Feel free to sit back in a child's pose if you'd like. And wherever you're at, let's take 5 deep breaths here. Can you continue to breathe into the back side of your body? Can you feel your breath move in a 360-degree fashion that flows deep to your belly and then out? We'll take one more breath in and then breath out. From here, actually start to sit on up and come onto your seat. So we're gonna come into a half butterfly pose next to work on, again, into our low back to start to stretch it out. So bring your legs out as wide as they want to go. I will move.
It's not that wide.
And then if you want, we'll demonstrate starting on our left side, but if you notice that you're having a bit more, you're feeling more active energy, like you've got more heat in your body, anything that just is, a little bit more active versus more passive energy, a bit more calm, chill energy, you'll want to start on your right. So our left side's our moon energy, our passive energy, our right side's our sun energy, our active energy. So we're going to demonstrate on our left. Is that cool with you? Okay, cool. Just in case she was like, no, I've got sun energy. We're going to demonstrate on our left, but if you're feeling like I need to just get in on my right, do that. So to start on our left, we'll actually keep our right leg nice and long. I'm going to have you bend your left leg and bring it in. This is where I tend to like blocks, but it's totally up to you if you want them. And we'll take this in a lateral position. So bringing the heart, turning your heart towards your left knee, and then finding your stretch on your side. Awesome. Use your blocks. You can always create a block tower. Block towers are awesome. It's like adult blocks. We're just like adult building blocks. And then from here, you'll probably start to feel the stretch along the back side of your body. If you don't feel it right now, give it a couple of breaths. It is likely to start to awaken, if you will. You can keep your head without the support of your hand, and you might even feel a really nice stretch here. Again, nice is relative. It might not feel nice to you, and that's okay. And that is where your I'm bored look can come in, coming into your fist. Awesome. And then we're going to pause here. Your other hand can stay right here, just where Leah has it. It can come behind your back, or it can even reach up and just gently reach for the feet without actively pulling yourself in that direction. We're going to hang out here for 3 minutes on each side. I love that. That's my favorite too. Take what is going to feel best for you in your body. Always know that at any point in any of our yin shapes, you can come out of things. You can back out of it. So if you get to the point of pain or just you're like, it's too much, great. Listen to your body. So feel free to close your eyes. Find a small point for your gaze. And find your breath. And as you find your breath, notice your points of connection with the earth. Where do you feel rooted, grounded? So that when we think of roots, when we think of the earth, it's a very hard surface. But where can we feel supported by the sky and the air above? That fluidity, all that space. How can you create all of your space? And then as you breathe in, feeling your breath flow through your body like a river. At this point, generally when we start to find stillness, our brain can tend to become very active. And it can be like, ooh, now that you're still, let's talk about cleaning, cooking, and what you want to watch on TV tonight. Do your best to just gently move those thoughts out to the side. And if work is starting to come in, visualize yourself walking into your office space, whether at home or in another building. Physically turn off your computer, turn off your phone, shut off the lights, and notice yourself walk out. All that stuff will still be there. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, slowly start to lift yourself back up. Take any movement that feels good. It's a counter movement might feel really good. Twist. Moans and groans are always perfectly acceptable as you're coming out of shapes. It's just the body's way of releasing other energy and releasing what it needs to. And then when you're ready, we're going to move into the other side. No rush to get there. Take your time. Each side can be very, very different. So honor that as you would if you've got 2 children, honoring their own individual needs or individual friends' needs or siblings' needs. The same use of your power tools here, what's going to help you feel supported in the shape. And we'll be here for 3 minutes. And just as you did before, establish your connection with the earth, the sky, and the feeling of the element of water moving throughout your body. And take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Slowly and gently start to find your way back up to center. Invite in any movement that you need, any sounds that you need, anything that's going to feel good. And then start to find your way to your downward facing dog. No rush to get to downward facing dog. Maybe I'll have you turn that way to start. Head over here. Thank you. So find your downward facing dog, bent knees, maybe even widening your stance, or if you're feeling really tight in your shoulders too, hands can go wider, feet can go wider. Take movement that calls to you in downward facing dog or stillness. Again, thinking of this as another variation of our dangling pose to help us open up the back side of the body. Breathing here. As you're ready, on an inhale, float your right leg to the sky. Think about sending your heels straight up. And then as you exhale, step your foot in between your hands. Pausing here, hands can stay on the earth till you find your balance. Always find your rooting. And then on your next inhale, lift your upper body up into a high lunge. Awesome. So notice where you might be feeling crunching in your body. If you're feeling crunching here in your low back, consider drawing your heart a little bit more forward. Think about wrapping the rib cage towards each other and your transverse abdominals here. Breathe. Beautiful. You got this. Find your high lunge. From here, take a deep breath in. As you exhale, bend your back knee down to the earth. Cactus your arms. Keep your knee lifted just a little bit.
Good.
You got this. Inhale, lift up. She didn't know I was going to do that. Exhale, bend back knee. We're going to do this twice more. You can do it. Inhale, slow and steady. Exhale. And everybody's like, why can't we go fast? Because inhale. Last time. Exhale. Inhale. And then as you exhale, find your star pose. And I'm going to have Leah flip around to the front. Oh, thank you, friend. And then as you exhale, find your goddess squat. Sink nice and low here. So bring your weight up in your heels back. Yeah, open up your thighs. Breathe. We're going to take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Inhale, star pose. As you exhale, warrior two to your right side. Yeah. Right and left are all really relative, ultimately. If you end up on your left side, it doesn't matter. So think here about lengthening through your back foot. You may press a bit more into your back heel. You may activate more through your front quads and your hamstrings. Take a deep breath in and out. Inhale, gently straighten front leg. And as you exhale, Trikonasana, triangle pose. I'm going to place the block over here just to demonstrate. It's totally her option to use it. Notice how wonderfully her hand is on her leg. That is always an option too. You can use your body as a power tool itself because it's awesome like that. You can always place a block on the outside of your leg at whatever height feels best for you. Keeping a slight bend in the knee. We want to feel the stretch along the side of our body. And notice if your hip naturally wants to come down or if it naturally wants to open up more. Both options are great. There's no right or wrong way. So if the hip naturally turns in, go for it. Take one more breath in and breath out. As you inhale, frame your right foot. As you exhale, step your left foot up to meet your right and forward fold. Bring your feet as wide as you'd like them to go. Bend your knees here. Take a brief dangling pose. Let the backside of your body start to really open up. And then placing your hands on the earth. Inhale, find a flat back. Hands can always come to your shins. As you exhale, fold. From here, slowly walk your feet back and find your downward facing dog. Breathe here. Awesome. Let's take a deep breath in and out. All right, friends. Inhale, left leg will float to the sky. As you exhale, step your left foot in between your hands. Find your grounding. And then as you've found and established your foundation, inhale, rise, lift up. So we'll pause here. Again, rooting down through your feet, the inner part of your left foot and the ball of your back foot. Again, notice if you're crunching in your low back. You may even consider drawing your heart a bit more forward. And that's going to just be dependent on your natural hip rotation. Take a breath in. Exhale, slowly bend the back knee down. Beautiful. 3 more. Inhale. Exhale. Yeah, 2 more. Slow and steady. Exhale. Last time. Exhale. Inhale, rise, come into your star pose. Exhale, find your squat. So think here about keeping your tailbone down. Open up your knees out to the side. Awesome. You can widen your feet. You can turn your toes out as much as you need to find and establish that shape. As always, if you're like, it's too much, come out of it. You can do that. We'll take 1 more breath in, breath out. Inhale, star pose. Exhale, warrior 2. Left side. Yeah, I have to do this sometimes. You're like, what's to my right and what's to my left? Awesome. Notice how her gaze is out over her hand, her drishti. I should have mentioned that sooner. But our drishti can help us send our energy to the places we need it to go. So grounding down through your back foot, lengthening through your back leg. And that's going to change from day to day. So find what's going to work best for you by engaging your quads, your thighs, and pressing into your foot. Take 1 more breath here. And breath out. As you inhale, straighten front leg. Exhale, Trikonasana, triangle pose. Each side's going to be really different. Blocks, again, I'll just demonstrate it. You can come bring the block inside your foot at whatever level feels good for you. Hand probably should be flat if you're using your power tool. Slight bend in your front knee, so we're putting the weight in the muscles and not in our joints. Let's take 1 more breath in and breath out. Inhale, frame your left foot, and exhale, step right foot up to meet left, forward. Breathe here. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. On your next inhale, find a flat back, long spine. As you exhale, planting your hands, this time reverse plank walk. Walk your feet slowly behind you to find your plank. We're going to be here very briefly. Take a deep breath in, deep breath out. Inhale. As you exhale, draw your knees to the ground and slowly lower your upper body all the way down to the earth. You can scoot back if you want. I've got to push up all the way against something. Let your hands be wherever is going to feel best for you. Breathing here. Slowly let your breath become the center. Feel your breath start to slow, start to soften. Keeping the tops of your hands on the earth, your forehead on the mat, or bringing it there if it's not already there. As you inhale, fill up your lungs, squeeze the muscles in your back, and lift your heart off the earth. Half Shalabhasana, locust pose. And then exhale, slowly lower down. Inhale, same thing, nice and slow. Feel the muscles engage. Lower body presses. And exhale, calm down. One last time, inhale. Feet on the ground. Exhale. windshield wiper your feet from side to side. We're going to move into Sphinx pose here. So bring your arms to an 11 in front of you. We are going to feel some crunching in the low back. So how you adjust for that is by where your elbows are at in relation to the rest of your body. So the closer your elbows are, and even the straighter your arms are, the more your low back was going to crunch up. The farther away your elbows are and the more bent they are, the less you're likely going to feel in your low back. So decide what works best for you. Another option here too is to always place a pillow or a yoga bolster. Yes. It's a very big pillow underneath your heart to provide additional support, because this can be a lot in the shoulders as you're holding yourself up. Now we've done a few shoulder things today, so this can be hopefully nourishing and supportive for you. Remember, power tools are there to help us also slow down. We'll pause here. And thinking about our low back, thinking about our breath. As you've changed your position throughout, what do you notice about the points of contact with the earth? What do you notice about the points of contact with the air around you? Find your breath here. We'll be here for about 3 minutes. And remember, thinking of this length of time is not something you need to rush into. I understand it can always feel super long, but how can you use that length of time to ease into something? How can we stretch out those 3 minutes? And take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. If you're using any power tools, slowly just place them off to the side and find your puddle pose on your back, on your belly, even on your side. Or maybe you come into a comfortable seat in a more meditative, upright puddle. How can you invite in extra stillness? And how here in your puddle shape can you move the breath into your back, into your sides? On your next exhale, slowly make your way back into child's pose or mantis pose as it's sometimes called in yin. So here, you can always come to the long edge of your mat if you like, especially if you want to take a wide legged child's pose, and so you've got some more support for your knees. You can always place your blanket underneath your knees, or even as you come down, you can place your blanket underneath your seat, right by your thighs. You can stay here, or you can bring your hands into a prayer position, drawing your hands behind your head. Blocks can come under the elbows if you'd like. Do you like blocks for your elbows? No. Okay. So thinking of this as a lower back release primarily, but you can also, you might be feeling some release in the upper body depending on which arm position you're taking. And again, the release is going to be different based on the arm position. One is not better than the other. So you might cycle through them and decide, oh, this one worked for this moment. This one works for this moment, and so on. So arms can be long or out or even by your sides. Take a breath in and a breath out. As you're ready, find your way to your puddle pose. Just a brief puddle pose on your back, on your belly, on your side. Whatever's going to feel most nourishing for you here. Notice that if you are also on your back, knees can always come up to the sky. Take up as much real estate on your mat as you'd like. If you've changed positions from your last puddle pose, notice what is making contact from the earth, what is helping you feel grounded and rooted, and what is being able to take up a bit more space. On your next breath, slowly begin to find your way to your comfortable seat at the top of your mat. No rush to get there. So we're going to come into a hip opener as our last shape. We'll offer up a couple of different options. So first option, and remember each option is there to meet you where you're at and support you where you're at in this moment. So first option will be fire log pose or double pigeon. Stacking one leg on top of the other, heel and ankle and heel together. You can always place a blanket or a block or anything between the two spaces. You can stay right here, or you can begin to fold. Again, creating a block tower if you'd like, or using your pillow. You can even put your pillow or bolster longwise and rest your forehead there. That's option one. Option two is square pose. Essentially, that is just moving your other ankle down so your feet are farther away from each other, and then folding forward here. And then our third and final option, unless there's another option that you would prefer to take outside of what I will be offering, is shoelace. So crossing your feet longwise and then drawing your heels towards your glutes. So your knees feel almost as if they're stacked on top of each other. Staying here or folding forward. So whatever option is going to call to you, whatever option is going to feel best for you and your body. So part of working into our low back too is opening up and stretching all of the different parts that are connected and surrounded by your low back. So including your hips here. So we'll be here for just a little while longer. And your next exhale, slowly start to come on up. We're just gonna stack the next side right on top. Taking any movement you might need in between, if movement calls to you, or when you're ready, just go ahead and finding your stack. In whatever shape you have chosen to take, and resting here, being here. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Taking your time, slowly come out of your shape and find your way onto your back. And before we come into Savasana, we'll take just a moment to work into our psoas. So drawing one knee into your body, interlacing your fingers, wrapping it around the front side of the knee. I like to go just a little bit outside my rib cage, but that's totally up to you. And then just putting a little bit of pressure on your leg. Psoas is a deep internal muscle that does connect from the ribs to the hip, and it does contribute in the stability of our hip. The psoas and the QL muscle are very connected, and they're only separated by the fascia that they share. So generally, what one does, the other one follows. And take a breath in. And as you exhale, slowly let your first leg go. And as you're ready, draw your other knee into your chest, interlacing your fingers. And you can come to the outside of your ribs if you'd like. Breathing here, slight pressure to draw the knee in. Take a breath in. When you exhale, gently let your leg go, taking any final movements you need before settling into Savasana, final resting pose. Let everything go here. Welcome your breath in its natural rhythm. Welcome your body to be in this space, in this moment. Allowing each part to soften, mind to let go. Just be here, feeling connected, supported, grounded to the earth, and feeling spacious and supported by the air above. You are here. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Begin to reawaken your senses, starting to invite some gentle movement into your body. Taking your time here. Maybe you stay in Shavasana a little bit longer. Maybe you slowly incorporate movements and awakening of the senses. When you're ready, in your time, in your space, start to find your way to a comfortable seat at the top of your mat. No rush. And we'll pause at the top. Just pausing, noticing how you feel. noticing your breath. How can you, as you move off your mat, invite your breath in deeper and in a 360-degree fashion? As we lift our hands to our heart space, we honor what brought us to our mat today. And we bow our heads in a moment of gratitude, thanking ourselves for making time for this portion of our yoga practice. And silently thanking those who joined us tonight to create our virtual community. Be the positive change you wish to see in the world. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Peace, Peace, Peace. Thank you all so much for joining me tonight. And thank you to Leah for being my fabulous model tonight. I'm so appreciative. Well, if you're at home, wherever you're at, give her a round of applause. It was very wonderful to have her. Sunday evening, I will be doing a yin class at 5:30 p.m., so come and join if you can. And then on a special class on Tuesday, November 3rd, on Election Day, I'll be doing a 10 a.m. yin and meditation class. So 60-minute special yin and meditation class. I think there's something happening November 3rd, but just as a chance for us to recenter and to regroup in a day that I know will be trying. So if you can't make it at 10 a.m., that's fine. Check out the video later on if you can. So again, thank you so much, and I look forward to practicing with you again very soon.